morning, everyone. Today I want to talk briefly about your magazine article. So this is the very last assignment we're going to have in the class, and this is where you're going to take your recommendation report or a portion of your recommendation report and turn it into something that is for a non-technical audience. That's why we're calling it a magazine article. So this is not a report anymore. Think about a magazine, some magazine that you've read, perhaps Wired. If you looked at Wired, Wired often covers technology, but it does it in a way that doesn't focus on the technical aspects of technology. So you want to try to shoot for something like that. Now, this is only 1,000 words. Your recommendation report itself is probably more like 3,000. So what you want to do is take some part of your recommendation report and turn it into something for a non-technical audience. Now, it doesn't mean you're not going to cover information that isn't technical. But if, for example, you wrote about wind turbines, maybe you're only going to focus on how wind turbines work. Or maybe you're only going to focus on the costs of wind turbines. Maybe you're not going to actually talk anything about your recommendation. You're not going to talk about solar panels. Or maybe you're only going to talk about how solar panels work. So there is technical information, but you want to write it in a way that a very non-technical audience can understand and also make it enjoyable. So this is where you're going to use techniques like transitions and use snappy introductions. So it can be a lot more like a presentation in written form. And what you're going to do is still use figures and tables that are necessary. For example, if you're talking about a wind turbine and how it works, you may have a figure that has a picture of a wind turbine. And you may have taken that figure from a source. So you are going to have to cite that source, okay? You're still going to cite sources just like you would for any other document. And you would still have a works cited list at the end, okay? So anything you bring in that is not from you, that is not common knowledge, meaning that everyone who knows it agrees, you are going to have to cite. So you may take some very small portion, how turbines work, and still describe it, but you're going to do it in a way that's interesting and that can be understood by anyone. Don't just shorten your report or take some portion of your report. The writing is going to be different here. Think blog style. Whereas in your reports, I kept saying professional language. Make sure you're using professional language. For your magazine article, we're not worrying about that anymore. This is a more colloquial language. It should read like someone is more talking to you than just stating facts, because this is not just stating facts. Okay? I think that's it. Look at Wired articles if you're interesting. That's kind of the goal. But again, short. You may only have to take one part. And you may, because the writing is different and you are going to have a different kind of introduction, different kind of conclusion, because should be more fun and interesting, because people read this for fun. People don't read reports for fun, but they read magazines for fun. So the writing should be different. It should be more fun. Because of that, you may have to take an even smaller part, because you're going to have more words. So when it comes to the magazine article, you still want to shoot for clarity and concision, but concision isn't as important. Okay, clarity is still important, but concision isn't. You can take a lot more words to say less. I'm sorry, you can use a lot more words to say less. Okay? All right, good luck. Last assignment, home stretch.